Man, what's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment here again with another one this morning. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not a member of the channel, and also uh, hit the notifications too so that you're able to get each and every one of my videos. And I want to apologize that I wasn't able to get to this yesterday. Had some things come up in the process, so I do apologize to my subs for failing y'all on this content, but never fear though. You know why? Because I'm gonna come even harder. That means I'm gonna come even harder the next 72 hours, the next 3 days. So just look out. I'm gonna be coming with it. On this end, I don't stop going live. You know what I'm saying? It just, I like to talk to y'all and get y'all thoughts, even if y'all disagree with me. You know what I'm saying? As long as we keep it respectful. Everybody, man, you got a place over here if you wanna come through, chop it up, do whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Polo Sports Talking ENT, and plus we gonna continue to grow. Uh, Please believe me, man. I don't have no cement shoes, and I'm not sitting in no quicksand on here, and none of my brothers do on the LDBC. Everybody, all my brothers. So we gonna continue to grow in this process. Trust and believe me, man. It's that growth in that soil that is produced where the seeds are planted, man. Trust and believe. Um, LeBron is gloat. I see you in the building, Queen. Thank you for pulling up. Now, I've already talked about this before. Okay, we got all the tools. We have all the weapons. Yes, I said it. Okay, whether you like it or not, I said it. We have all the tools and all the weapons necessary to run with anybody. To run with anybody. Doc this year has really been making very key adjustments. Not really on the offensive end, but really on the defensive end. Now, it's funny because Too Raw for TV, he brought up a good point. Okay. Shout out to Too Raw for TV. Definitely go sub to his channel. He brought up a good point. He said that now that the rule changes have have been applied, you're seeing uh, a lot of changes, man. And those include some of the players that were that their scoring was inflated. It's no longer, and I'm not even going to be reluctant to say this. I'm gonna just go out and say it. The East is becoming rugged again. The East is becoming rugged again, whether you wanna believe it or not. Uh, the West is still kind of pretty much, up and down, up in tempo. All the teams are playing up tempo, but the physicality has gotten a little bit boosted a little bit, and it's not like trust me, it's nowhere. It's not like the '80s and '90s. It's kind of somewhat there, but it's still not there. Now look at this. Now you have a team like Golden State who's absolutely running shit. Okay. Now, why do I mention Golden State? Because aside from what you want to believe about Golden State and the Warriors and their franchise and their culture, Golden State has a mixture of several different philosophies going on that is blinded by just people thinking that, oh, okay, well, all they do is come down and just shoot and all that. No, that's not Golden State at all. And if you really pay attention to Golden State, see, the media wants you to think, Splash Brothers, all that, when Clay and Steph were there, right? Come on. The media wants you to think that. But contrary to what you may believe, they had a mixture of everything. Think about it. You had Iguodala, guys like Harrison Barnes and Draymond Green, and of course Klay Thompson, and then you had the other guys like David West, and back in those days you had Bogut, all them guys, all your defensive guys, as well as others. If I that's Cap, John Wick. Good morning to you, but they're not going to fall. Golden State is in a they're in a real good position right now. Matter of fact, listen, let me tell you why they're not going to fall. Listen, I'm going to bring a technicality that's going to mess your head up. They got Mike Brown on the bench. Okay? And Mike Brown has been there through the trials and tribulations. They got Mike Brown on the bench. People forget how good of a coach Mike Brown is. It's not Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr does some, he's evolved to some extent, but you still got Mike Brown. Now let's get to the players. The reason why they're not going to fail is because they're young. They've adapted to the offense that is supposed to be played, because those guys were young. Last year, those guys were still learning. And then on top of that, they were having to learn how to play without Klay. Having to learn how to play without Klay. Klay and Draymond had to learn how to play without each other. Draymond had to learn how to play without the two of them until he went down. So now that they're but if they are being biased, if you're being biased, well, you go do your research and really go pay attention to them and watch how they're playing. Listen, they got all the tools necessary to go far. Now, am I going to say that they're going to win the championship? That remains to be seen. The name of who, like Trae Young, come in when the odds are stacked against him and play good up under pressure. I'm not saying that they'll face each other again, or I'm not predicting that or anything. But Golden State is going to talk about that. We'll talk about that later, okay? But John Wick, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel differently, hey, that's on you. But you got to see, Goat Mike. Shout out to Goat Mike. Goat Mike brought up a good point yesterday when he was on the stream. He fell out. And if you haven't subbed to Goat Mike, go ahead and go sub to Goat Mike channel. Goat Mike has said that look at all of those teams that are stacked, in the West, and he's right. The West is really competitive. I posed a question earlier. I think it had to be about maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, of which conference was the more competitive conference. I think I want to say TJ Boxing and Sports. Shout out to TJ Boxing and Sports. He said it was equal, and I disagreed with TJ, but now I'm willing to say TJ's kind of on point. Now we still got some more games to go, but I got to go back and go look at that, because he does have a point. Both of these teams, because if you look at the West, at one point you had teams that were above 500 that still aren't going to, make the playoffs, or either right at 500, and that was on both in both conferences, you know. But we're in a great position right now, barring that we don't have any issues with our health and everything. We're in a great position right now. Listen, we've moved past that Ben Simmons drama and all that stuff. That was just a distraction. That's just a distraction. Oh, we trying to Dame needs to go to Philly and all this other stuff. No, we're good with the pieces that we have. We're good because that's going to be. Listen, if we bring Dame over there, yeah, he'll come over there and he'll do what he does in terms of scoring and stuff like that. But he's gonna mess up. He's gonna mess up the team flow of what we have. One thing that you could say about us, if we really know how to move the ball. We know how to move the ball, and we're not going to just let the ball just stick to one person. Okay, yeah, Embiid, he tends to do that sometimes, but even Embiid is going to throw. He's going to keep the ball moving. Now, one thing that I want Embiid to just do is just take guys down low and just continue to punish them. Yes, okay, his perimeter game is solid. I like when he steps out and shoot and shows his versatility. Yeah, that's great. But if he stays in the post, we have a lot of shooters. We're on our depth in terms of shooting wise to where we could get it done. A lot of these teams used to be able to look at, and you used to be like, oh man, that team's trash, or all this, like, well, now what's it called is starting to slip. What's the name is starting to slip now? Minnesota. Minnesota is starting to slip. But you used to be able to look at some of these teams and be like, oh man, that team is trash. You can't look at those teams like that anymore. You cannot look at those teams like that anymore. And you definitely can't look at those players anymore. Listen, when we played the last time we played Chicago, think about it. The reason why we could run with everybody, the last time we played Chicago, this is gonna trip y'all out. All all but one person was in double figures. The last time we played Chicago, everybody on our roster was in double figures, with the exception of one. Let that sink in, and that was Andre Drummond, and he only played 14 minutes. We didn't really need him. Listen, uh, Shake Milton, he had 13. Reed had 10. Embiid had 30. Monster game, 30 and 15. Uh, Korkmaz had 25. Curry had 11. Maxey had 10. Um, uh, Jing had 12. And you got to remember we don't have Green and we don't have Harris, and we're still getting it done. So I know some people don't really want to hear that. They're not taking us serious because of our past failures in the playoffs. But this year, I think it's going to be a lot different. I think that Doc has really been working on, trying to make the necessary adjustments. That's what he that's what he's been doing, especially defensively, because our problem relies in our uh, it relies on our perimeter defense and also sustaining the leads. We damn near in that first game against Chicago, we damn near let them back in there, and they almost came back and could have won it. But Seth Curry and the defensive play with Embiid helped us. And in this game, the second game, we pretty much checkmated the Chicago Bulls. Now, that was an okay test. That was all right. But we're gonna have to really see who we are. Like, we were in this position last year. We were number one and all of that stuff, and then next thing you know, guess what happened? We ended up getting railroaded in the playoffs, and that can't happen. That can't happen this year. That absolutely cannot happen this year. And see, if we lose, I guarantee you, there's gonna be people saying silly shit like, "Oh yeah, well if you would have had Ben Simmons, you would have won. If Ben Simmons was there, you probably could have won." No, 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 no. If we lose in the first round, I guarantee you that's what some people are gonna say. I'm even uh not too confident, but a little confident to say that the media might get involved. Saying that we needed Ben Simmons and all this other hoopla. We're good with the pieces that we got. We we uh we got to stop being a. We're trying to stop becoming just being a 3/4 team. We got to become a 4/4 team. The thing that was special about the Bulls back in the days when it came to Michael and Scotty and and Dennis, or even back in the days when they had just Michael and Scotty. Of course, they had the other supporting cast too, like Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong. All them. The thing that was special about them is that they were a 4/4 team. They were a 4/4 team. And like they would sometimes Chicago would be down by like 20 or so going into the fourth quarter. They'd be down by big numbers. And guess what? They took over collectively. Yes, Michael did a lot, but it was collective too. Now there was a lot of times when Michael did have to, Jordan in the fourth. Of course, that's what we always say, Jordan in the fourth. And see, that's what, in order to be a true championship like contender, you have to be solid, and you have to be solid in all areas in the second half, especially in the third and fourth quarter. And that's what we need to become. And that's why, like, you say somebody saying that, John Wick saying that Golden State will fall. I don't see that happening because they're playing good in the fourth quarter. Golden State is they're killing right now. They're killing right now. And are they playing like Dub City, how they did back in the days? I'm not gonna go that far yet, but we'll have to see once the playoffs start. That's gonna be the true test. If they're up in there doing teams like that, especially like in the first round, then even the second round, oh Golden State's gonna be for real. Golden State is gonna be for real. But I like what we got, but we have to perform in the second half. We have to perform in the fourth quarter. Y'all hit the light when y'all come in. You have to. We have to get it done in the second half. We can't be like, oh yeah, we're up by 15, we're good. That's what happened to us when we played Atlanta. Glow, Queen, did you get your wrench? Let me know if you got your wrench, because I wrenched yesterday. I respect Glow. She always doing. She's a LDBC uh, queen that is giving channels a motherly touch. She giving channels a woman's touch, man. Saying, okay, hey, look, we need to do this, we need to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's love right there. Okay. Oh, you didn't get it? I thought I rinsed you up. Okay, I will. Oh yeah, you always got to come through. Ride or die. You feel me? Ride or die. What's up with it, T Price? Ride or die. Y'all go subscribe to that boy T Price. Well, man, look, yeah, you say you going like, man, look, man, the grind just don't stop. And the thing that I love the best too is that sometimes rain, sleet, or snow, I go. Listen, I'm not in no competition with nobody. The only competition I'm in is with myself, and the only competition that you should be in is with yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like when Canelo won, he wasn't in competition with Caleb Plant. He was in competition with himself. Like everybody, all the naysayers, stuff like that. And that's the thing, about our channels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like, oh yeah, well, you got this many people coming through, or you got this. Nah, look, whether I got 1,000 people coming through, whether I got like two people, like I know who's gonna be there in the end or not. You know what I'm saying? That stuff don't worry about me. But what we trying to do, y'all forget the message that we trying to get out. Some of these brothers is trying to get out in the LDBC. See, some of y'all think that we all gonna agree on everything, and that's not the truth. There's a lot of stuff that we disagree on, but there's a lot of stuff that we agree on. But the real portion is that we're not gonna sit here and we ain't gonna be fake. And I don't like being fake with nobody. Yeah, you know, um, I don't like being fake. Like, you come into my household, nobody's fake. We're gonna tell you the real. My children gonna tell you the real. Even at 5 and 2 years old, man, they gonna tell you about yourself. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna love you and everything, but we don't. I got the type of mentality, man. I'm not gonna let anybody around me walk out the house looking messed up. It's kind of like Rich Porter used to do, like in Paid in Full, when he was like telling Darnell, hey, you need to, God rest their soul. Hey, you need to, do this with your shoes and all this other stuff. That's how you supposed to look out for everybody, but don't nobody do that. I still got that same mentality. Yeah, Glow. You know what I'm saying? Like, tuck them laces in. You feel me? That's that's the way that I am. But don't nobody look at everybody. Everybody. So hey, look, I don't mind frying. Trust me, Glow and T. I'm competitive than a motherfucker. Yeah, don't get it twisted. I'm competitive, but I'm not so competitive to where I'm a throw anybody up under the bus that I know. I don't do that type of shit. And if you're doing that type of shit, always remember that humble wins. You know what I'm saying? Yep, 5 and 2. Uh, 5 going on 25 and 2 going on 15. They a handful, but I love them though. But man, besides that, we got, like I said, we got all the pieces to win. Um, we got all the pieces to win. Do I see us like in a championship place? No. Now, if Drummond see Drummond having nights like this. We and in the beginning, I was Glow. I'll tell you like this, and T Price, T Price knows this. I think we talked about this. I didn't want Drummond there in the beginning. Nah, boy, two girls and a boy. My oldest though is 11. But we like I didn't want Andre Drummond there. I absolutely couldn't stand it. But he came there. He's playing good. He's not he's not the rebounder like he once used to be. But he's putting in the effort because right now Clint Capella is a guy for rebounding. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know who putting in. I know a lot of guys been putting in my. But see, Embiid had 15 boards yesterday. Embiid had 15. He had 15 rebounds. He had 30 point. Not yesterday. The last time we played Chicago. So like I said, we're not in the championship place. We're not satisfied. I don't want us to be satisfied. I don't want us resting. I know that we're the top team in East besides Wizards, but we still got a long way to go. We still got a long way to go. And for any saying, oh yeah, we gonna do. They said the same thing last year. They said the same thing last year. And I'm gonna talk about y'all Lakers in a minute. You know, see, yeah, we're the top seed in the East. Right. Come on. And then of course, and that's why I mentioned the Warriors. It's the Warriors, the Jazz. Now look, speaking of the Lakers, because I know we can't talk about basketball unless we talk about the Lakers. Unfortunately, no, I'm just playing. But here's I was thinking about something last night. If if the Lakers can move the ball like they were Utah, like how Utah is moving the ball, or like how Denver's kind of slipping a little bit. But if they're moving the ball like Utah, they could actually win because they don't really need to do as much dribbling as what they really need to do, like as much as they're doing right now. Because yeah, I know Glow, but they got my guy on there. They got Westbrook on there, and he's gonna get all of the hate and everything. And I pay attention to him too because you have no choice to. That's the only team that they talk about. But I pay attention to him because I've been the one that's been actually a supporter of the whole thing. I've said to people once they get their legs up under them, it's over with. Now, as far as yeah, man, Russ. Hey, I listen, and I'm objective too. I don't sit here and cry like a lot of people do. If you um if you criticize him and all this other stuff, is Russ high on turnovers? Yeah, he has 6 yesterday, or the last game they played. Yes, he had 6. Didn't perform too well, but also I'm of the belief too. Okay, well you have to hold other guys to the same standard. Yeah, go look at my videos, Glow. Go look at all of my videos. And go go ask Ticket. Shout out to Ticket. Go ask Too Raw. Go ask LB. Go ask all of them, man. They oh Oh, Ticket and LB, they can't stand the fact that I like Russ. Nah, I love Russ, man. That's my guy. Hitman. Shout out to Hitman X too. Hitman X know I like Russ too. But the thing about it though, Glow Queen, I'm objective. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, he's the best point guard in the world, or he. And I'm gonna be real with you. I don't feel that Russ should have been on the top 75. Just like I don't believe AD should have been on the top 75, and just like I don't believe uh definitely Dame Lillard should have been on the top 75. You know, that's just the way that I feel. Russ still got to do a lot more, but would I love to play with a guy like Russ? Yes. Yes, he has his shortcomings. What's up, new aces? I see you in the building. You said Russ is my main favorite guy. I defend him against all. Yeah, I know. I just don't like the fact what see, okay, a lot of people don't realize that Russ is a fashion designer. He has his own clothing line, but I don't like I don't like the fact of what he displayed. Wearing the skirts and stuff like that. That's I didn't like that. But I just think that he just needs to get out there and play like Olympic Russ. He needs to play like he did when he was in Beijing. You know, if he goes out there and he plays like he did in Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that he is. Hey, I'm not saying that he is, Glow. I'm definitely not saying that he is. I'm just saying I'm not a fan of that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of that. I still fuck with him. No, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, oh, I wouldn't go there. I gotta disagree with you on that. Rodman and that was another one of my favorite players. Dennis Rodman. I have Dennis Rodman as my top power forward of all time. So just so you'll know. But nah, he's not. To me, he's not. He's probably in the sense that he doesn't care and stuff like that. But nah, Rodman was on a whole nother level. A whole nother level. A whole nother level. And shout out to Dallas because he's from Texas too. You know, he was on a whole nother level. Without rebound, just stylish. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he had charisma. A lot of people didn't know that. Rodman, they said it in the Last Dance. Rodman was more of a rock star than Michael Jordan was at one point. Oh man, Rodman was and Rodman was more athletic than both Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. See, I know some people they go crazy when I say something like that. Rodman was extremely freakish athletic in the top, and see y'all talking about oh yeah Michael Jordan jumping from the free throw line or Scottie Pippen dunking on motherfuckers and shit like that. Rodman was athletic too because he would have to climb motherfuckers in order to damn near block shots at the top of the backboard. Nah, he wasn't. He absolutely loved women. He had to go. Well, Gloat. I can't say that on here. Let's just put it to you like this: just go do your research on what happened to him, why he had to go to the hospital, uh, and that was with a woman. I put it to you like that. Nah, he loved women. He loved women. Trust and believe. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, all that stuff. Now I never heard I never heard about that. The Carmen Electra thing, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But no, but see, nah, I'm talking about another. There was another situation too, but I mean, he would do little antics just to mess with players, though. That was just to get in their heads. But he was a psychological genius. You know what I'm saying? That's just what he was. Okay, which book did you read? Because he's got, to my knowledge, he's got three of them. I read Bad as I Want to Be. Nah, don't shut up. Nah, Queen. No, Queen. Hey, look. Hey, I know what you're talking about. If I had a Patreon, though, which I'm gonna be coming with soon, I would really go in on what I'm really saying. Yeah, that's Bad as I Want to Be. Yeah, where he's on the motorcycle. Yeah, that's bad. That's Bad as I Want to Be. That's the one that I read. I read that book. I read that book. Uh, immediately right when I got out of high school. I used to read it all the time, and it was about basketball, but it was also about life. And then plus, a lot of people don't notice Dennis Rodman was struggling at one point in time in his life. Yeah, he was struggling at one point. And I'm like, dang, how did he do all of this? I mean, he was in college. He was working on the farm. And anybody that has worked on a farm or been like, doing cattle and stuff like that, man, that shit's not easy. For real. It's not easy at all. I got three uncles that mess with the horses and the longhorns and the cows and chickens and stuff like that, and they still do it to this day. You said like at 30. You something else. Nah, but see, that's the thing. He was extremely intelligent though. And he was the only, like I said, man, I keep telling people he was the only one that could actually pick up the triangle offense really extremely quick after just a couple times of running it. And then there was another thing where they tried to quiz him on a lot of stuff. He was answering questions just like that, man. People would ask him questions, stuff like that. He had really good memory and stuff. See, people they get it twisted about him partying and coloring his hair and his tattoos and stuff like that. Nah, man, don't get it twisted, man. Dennis Rodman, man, he's on a whole nother level in terms of his intellect. Yeah, but and see, I'm gonna leave you with this too, Glow, because I'm about to go. I'm gonna tell you like this. Um, I know the triangle is so difficult. Ask why LeBron can't play only in the LeBron system. Well, LeBron he's always struggled with he's always struggled on reading defenses, and he had to be taught how to just like a lot of other people were to read to understand the NBA offenses and stuff like that. And he struggled with it from time to time, and also it's just something that he never really that wasn't never his strength. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say this about Dennis Rodman though. Okay. Um. No, it's all right. No, hey, look, Queen, you speak your mind. You know what I'm saying? I look. I don't get sensitive about that stuff. Like you said this about LeBron. Oh nah, I don't do that shit, man. Look, you say what you say. There's a lot of people that don't like LeBron on my channel that come to my channel. There's a lot of people that do there's a lot of people that might not like him personally. I can't do anything about that. Like it's That's how you feel. Me, I don't really let it. I don't go that far. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I'm not gonna put LeBron in like my top 20 or anything like that. He's not like, I'm not putting him above Jordan or no shit like that. I'm not gonna do that. But is he one of the greatest players of all time? Absolutely. He can be in the GOAT argument because he's on pace to top Kareem, which is taking uh guys damn near 40 years to do. I think it was like 37, 38 years, and it's taking him 19 years to do something like that. But this is what I'm gonna say about Dennis Rodman, though. Before I go, see the situation with South Korea. e- Everybody was looking at Dennis Rodman like he was crazy. Everybody thought that this guy was crazy when with that situation. But in essence, it all worked out because Dennis Rodman proved to be right when he was trying to just bring things together. Okay, yes, people looked at him crazy because he was trying to befriend a dictator and shit like that. But the only thing that he was trying to do was trying to bridge the gap. And people thought he was crazy with the cigar in his hand and all that other stuff. But people didn't really understand what he was truly trying to do, and that's why a lot of players stood, they stood by him. A lot of and this was about basketball because you got to think about it. Exactly. Listen, there, um, when you go, you can ask Ticket. I've been in this situation. There are just some places like, okay, when I was playing in Mexico, okay, because you have to go through the border. We got our team bus in there. There's like uh of course, 12 to 15 guys on there, depending on who goes. The majority of them are black. And then you got like a white guy, and then you maybe have like two Hispanics or whatever. And then of course we had our coaches. Some of them were Hispanic, and like two of them were Hispanic, and one of them was black or whatever. What do you think was happening each time that we went across the border, Gloat? They were always they would pull us over. You got guys in there 6'11", 6'9", 6'5". I'm 6'2". You know what I'm saying? 6'2", 6'1", without shoes. They pulling us all over. You got gigantic guys stepping out and everything like that. They searching our bags, patting us down, bringing out the dogs. That was every single time we were going back and forth between Texas, uh, coming in from either from El Paso, or going into Juarez, or even deep down in Texas or whatever. That was a everyday thing. Even when we were driving into Mexico, all the time. And the only thing that they would find on us was basketballs and our equipment. They were searching our bags and everything. That was all the time. We Puerto Rican, okay. Yeah, every time we had to, every time because you got to think about it. We lived in the U.S., but we were staying days in Mexico. I think the longest I stayed in Mexico was maybe about, it had to be about six 7 months at a time. But our homes were in the United States. And you got to be careful with what you're doing when you're in another country, because if you go to jail, like they say, they joke about this, but don't go to jail in Mexico. Shoot, you don't want to go to jail in any country. they're gonna treat you like, man, they're gonna treat you like the scum of the earth. And there's a lot of corruption over there and stuff like that too. So to get back to what I was saying, a lot of people, like, Trigger will tell you, if you go to some of these places and stuff like that, man, they're not well liked about by the U.S. And you got to be really smart with what you're doing. I know a little bit of Spanish to get me by. I'm not like, I'm not 100% fluent, but you best believe I pick up, little stuff to know what they're talking about, because you never know what they plotting. But Boricua in the building. Um, LeBron is GOAT. All right, look, y'all, I got to go. Hey, Queen, thank you for pulling up. Uh, T Price, thank you for pulling up. John Wick, thank you for pulling up too as well. Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. I'm gonna get at y'all later, okay?